Hey everyone, welcome to G Talks. I am from BMMC department and along with my college, we are kicking off a podcast series. We will be chatting with different personalities and picking up real life lessons from their journeys. Stick around, you will be learning something new every episodes.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. Today, we really have a special guest with us, Dr. A.P Jayaraman, a name known for the excellence, experience, and inspiring countless individuals in his journey. Today, in this episode, we will uncover his journey and also explore all the life lessons for his success and also gaining insights that can help all of us to grow both in personal terms and also professional. Whether you are a student, a professional, or someone passionate about learning, this conversation is packed full with valuable takeaways and you won't want to miss. So grab your headphones, stay tuned, and join us for an insightful and inspiring discussion with Dr. A.P. Jayaraman sir. Let's get started. Hello everyone, this is Abhishek. We are at Guardian Degree College. Look, we have a great personality, Dr. A.P. Jayaraman sir. It is truly an honor to have you today with us. Your journey as a communicator, educator, and also a scientist truly inspires me. We are very excited to learn from your experiences. So, can we start the questions?
Yes, Abhishek, please go.
You started your journey with the Department of Atomic Energy at a very young age. What are the defining moments you got and helped you shape the thinking as a scientist?
Oh, that's a very large question for me to answer. 40 years in atomic energy. I got into the atomic energy training school when I was 21 years old. It was a torture chamber, learning questions, getting the answers, and finally that formidable examination which you have to cross. So I did that for a year. Then I became a professional scientist. And it was a great privilege to be a professional scientist. If I have another life, I would again like to be a scientist in a better way than what I did in this lifetime. Now, the main psyche of a scientist is to doubt everything. We are talking to each other. I will refuse to believe that we are talking to each other. Doubting, skepticism. Don't accept anything. Go on challenging, go on asking questions. That questioning character is the blood that runs through the veins of every scientist. And that is a culture of science. And that's a great culture. To live through that is a greater experience. So I would look at science, not the number of papers published, PhD you did, the PhD you did for others. They're all very small factors. But in overall, there's a view of life. That is called the scientific view of life. Trying to understand the world, trying to understand the universe, and trying to understand yourself. That is the philosophy of a scientist. And that has been a long journey, not in the office itself. After retirement, it becomes a more pleasant journey. So that's how I look at it, my life as a scientist. But then, once you know science, it is necessary for you to communicate it to others. The privilege should not be selfish and you should not keep it to yourself. You should be able to freely share with the rest of your people. So you become a communicator. And communication is the lifeblood of science. When a scientist speaks to another scientist, exactly what he says should be understood. Nothing more, nothing less. So communication becomes a one-to-one, short, linear process. And scientists specialize in communication. They are well understood by their colleagues, but they are not so much understood by their friends, relatives, and the media. So the business of a scientist is to communicate and to make communication a culture for society.
So, is there any failure or challenging part in your life or in this journey?
Oh, yes, life is full of failures, and scientific life is full of more failures. You are not sure that you are going to do something which is successful. In fact, failure we consider as a stepping stone for success. Kalam used to say all the time, if something fails, that gives us a lot of experience. If you are first right, then you don't get a chance to learn. It just happened. All the good things converged and it happened. So we like failures, we love failures as much as we love our successes. So in science, it's not failure or success, it is the outcome. And we look at the outcome And if there's a deficiency or insufficiency in the outcome, we go to the next step forward. So it's that black and white concept of failure, success, that's not in scientist language.
Can you please introduce yourself, sir, to our viewers?
Oh, yes, with pleasure. See, the most difficult thing in life is to introduce oneself. If you look into a mirror, we see our face and we think it's very beautiful and lovely. So, understanding oneself, or what the Greek philosopher says, know thyself, is very difficult. So, all I will do is, I was a scientist for 40 years and I am a science communicator for 60 years. Now you will put 60 plus 40 and put it 100. No, I'm only 81. The reason being, science and science communication run parallel. So when you are a scientist, you become a formal science communicator. So I'm proud to say that I'm a scientist communicator. That will be a single introduction for me. A scientist communicator.
Great, sir. Sir, we got to know that you have worked with Vikram Sarabhai and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. What were the life lessons or your journey, helped in your journey that can now give a notice or information to the young people that can apply today?
Oh, that's great. I had to look back. I started my science career with Homi J. Baba. He was the chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission when I graduated. He passed away very shortly. In a year's time, then Dr. Sarabhai took over. Working with Dr. Sarabhai, looking back, he gave one message. Whatever science you know, how do you apply it to the national development?
Good.
And it's not enough. You must explain to the people what, as a scientist and as a community of scientists, you are doing for the country. And he also, I had the rare privilege of being a science communicator. In 1970, he told me, there was a huge exhibition in Japan, Osaka, Expo 70. He told me, go there for a year, explain to the world what India's scientific ambitions are, both in nuclear power and in space science. So I was explaining, and he gave me a briefing of that, his dream, what India would be, nuclear India, space India. So I was translating his dream into words to the world at large. That was one of the most soul satisfying situations for me.
Means he was also a guider also.
Of course, he was a philosopher and a guide, and I would say an angel in terms of scientific vision, and also an engineering mindset. So that's the right combination for that. Oh yeah, you asked me about Kalam. Yes, I had the privilege of working with APJ Kalam. From him, I learned the art of science storytelling. He said, speak to children, preferably children under 14 years, and explain to the most difficult things. So that was a challenging, and he gave me an example of how he will do it for children. So he gave me a model story of a frog jumping in milk and another frog lying down and dying. He said, continuous dynamics and energy should be able to get out. So he said, make this a beautiful story in different languages. And he said, speak to people in their language, the regional languages. So this art and craft of science storytelling was implanted in me by Dr. Kalam. And he gave ideal model stories which could be put in the different contexts. So that's the major contribution I received from him.
Great thing to know about him. In this age where artificial intelligence is taking over and rapidly growing also, so what will be the suggestion to our young youth that they can improve their scientific thinking and apply also without referring technologies and also not relying fully dependently on AI also?
AI is of recent origin. It's a nascent science and technology. We are fascinated by it. We are enamored by it. It's too early to pass a judgment as a sober wisdom right now. Since it's an evolving technology and emerging frontier, we should look at it with caution. We should have the skill set with us, but the ethics and morality of using that, we have to be very careful. For example, there are 1 million scientists today, and these 1 million scientists were to use AI. See, there should not be any conflict between your natural intelligence and artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence is a product of natural intelligence. It came from our brain.
Yes.
Now, we should not allow artificial intelligence to conquer our brain, and our natural intelligence should not go down. I am not projecting it as a fight between natural intelligence and artificial intelligence. Use it as a tool. And AI is a powerful tool. But see, if it has any demerits, drawbacks, then we should make appropriate correction. We are the users. Don't allow AI to use us. We should use AI in the best possible manner, and the ethics and morality is just emerging. So we are at the cutting edge of that technology.
A great answer for our youth today. But
And
do you?
youth, I want to say, don't get scared. You will lose your jobs because AI is coming. AI will create more jobs than you have. You may lose some sorts of job. A little reskilling may be required, but AI will generate at least 10 times more jobs for youngsters than we have today. So look with great expectations to that field.
In upcoming days or years or decades, do you think AI can replace or take over human curiosity?
No, if human curiosity should not be surrendered to machine learning. The creativity and the innovation skill which the human brain has got over a huge evolution, right from chimpanzees, there is something very natural. AI is a very recent origin, and AI is only as good as the data it has collected. So therefore, you will always find that Homo sapiens is superior to the artificial intelligence which it has created. It is our creation, it is our product.
Yes.
So there is no question of our being, we drive a car, the car doesn't drive us. So we have to be careful about that distinction.
Sir, you have spent many decades making science accessible to the society. Is there something to tell for our youths that they can learn from this journey?
Well, it's every youth should take it as their scientific social responsibility, SSR, that whatever they know in science, particularly in the application of science to society, it is their duty to explain to the people, this is what I am doing, this is what my colleagues have done, it should be applied, please accept it. So it is today, it is when we say scientific temperament under the Constitution, it means that every enlightened citizen has the responsibility of communicating science. That's what is expected.
So, can you tell our youths that why science communication is important, especially for them?
Communication, first of all, is important apart from science communication. And then science communication is more important because to create a scientific temper and to remove the superstitions ruling in our country and to have an enlightened view of life is necessary to know true science. Without science, you can't have an enlightened life.
Based on your experiences on teacher training, what are the changes that should be done on students' educations or learning of the youth?
See, we have to totally rewrite our B.Ed syllabus. We are all thinking in terms of silos, physics, chemistry, biology, maths. This PCM attitude should be dissolved. There's nothing like physics and chemistry, we have only physical sciences. There's nothing like botany and zoology, we have only life sciences. So most of us science means this. But two very essential requirements of science are engineering sciences and space and earth sciences. These two should be brought into that. That is what we call the next generation science standards. Not physics, chemistry, biology, but physical sciences, life sciences, engineering sciences, and geo and space sciences. It should be, that will be the four pillars of an education up to the age of 14. Thereafter, you diversify into whatever you want. So science has to be broadened to this sphere.
So, is there a necessary change in teachers' teaching apart from textbooks or syllabus?
Yes. The moment you start teaching a syllabus and a textbook which is at least 20 years old, every textbook you think is 10 to 20 years old. So we are teaching old things. We should teach what is science today. And science today was different from what it was 10 years ago. So teachers should become the communicators of current science, contemporary science. They need to undergo a rapid training development for this.
As I think, as I am also a part of a youth, and many youth questions are why to learn about science, why to know. There are many much things to learn. So, is there anything you want to share about science or anything you know?
I am not saying that everybody should become a scientist, but I am saying that everybody should have a science bag, which we call the science capital. See, up to the age of 14 to 16, or let's say 12th standard, we should have an irreducible minimum science capital. Thereafter, you can go to law, sociology, whatever field you like. But this will be the guiding principle for you. So, any subject you take, you'll be looking from the scientific angle. So, it's not science learning, it is learning scientific method to life. So, that's a tool which will stand you in good stead all through your life.
So, this is Abhishek. I am a guide knight. Peace out.